But do you bring a date to booty call?
I don't know if I do. This might be my first time seeing this film from beginning to end.
I think I did take a date.
You did take a date to go see Booty Call. Did you just stare at her the whole film? Just stared at her the whole film. And look at your watch. You're waiting for it to hit midnight.
Why are we just sitting here? We just waiting, babe. We just waiting.
Like, baby, I got a $650 bag and a kayak. You know what it is.
Now put your lipstick on.
YUNKJunk!
Hey, welcome to the Micheaux Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, aka the Bat Tribble. And as always, I am joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live right here from YUNKJunk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace, to shut down May I Have Another One of Those Bad Black Movies.
How is it still May?
Yeah, we didn't time this right.
It is still May.
It is still May, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got one more movie to bring to you, and this one is brought to you by Vincent himself as we review 1997's Booty Call.
Yes.
Starring Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Vivica Fox, and Tamala Jones in her feature film debut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tamala Jones.
All righty, then. This promises to be a fun time here on the Micheaux Mission. Well, shout out to each and every one of you out there who are watching us live as we stream to Facebook. We also stream to LinkedIn. Vincent, you know we streamed to LinkedIn.
I did not know we streamed.
We streamed. There are people that are while they're looking for gainful employment. They are also sitting down, checking out the mission.
Checking out the Micheaux Mission.
So hello to all of you.
Hello
out there, and good luck.
Yes.
To you. And always all of you out there on YouTube, out there in the chat. Hello, missionaries. I see you out there. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
How you been, Vincent?
I'm good.
It's been a long time.
I know. Well rested.
Yes.
Back in the saddle and yourself?
I'm doing very well myself,
Excellent.
my
Good
friend.
to hear. Good to hear. Good.
I have a bad cut on my hand, though.
Were you fighting?
I was not kung fu fighting.
Okay. All right.
I was not. I was moving a couch.
Okay.
And it had like a long screw out of it, and it took a kind of like a deep groove.
Got a little gash.
Got a little gash, and it was healing up pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as you know, you're cleaning the house.
Yeah.
And you get some cleaning products on your hand.
Oh, that's no good.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's no good.
There's a bit of a burn.
Yeah.
A bit of a burn.
But that's how you know you're alive.
Is that what it takes?
I mean, there are easier ways, but apparently I'm just trying to make lemonade out of your oddly specific lemons.
We got a packed show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't know if you saw this little bit of TV news. I understand. What you don't realize, ladies and gentlemen, is that you are lucky enough to watch me and Vincent do our little podcast here at 7:00 every night. Mm-hmm. I, however, am gifted with the podcast between Vincent and Dylan before the show. As they go back and forth about all of the things that they enjoy.
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
And I don't know if either of you know this.
Okay.
But one of your favorite shows from HBO Max was not renewed for its second season. Scavenger's Reign.
Yeah, I saw that. That doesn't surprise me at all, though.
Really?
That doesn't surprise me in the least. See, once you kind of make your peace with so many people are stupid. You kind of see things coming. And the problem with Scavenger's Reign is that it was really, really smart.
It's a very smart animated sci-fi
And then
movie.
all jokes aside, Americans still think animation is for children.
They do.
Or,
They do.
quote unquote, adult animation is more along the lines of Family Guy and South Park. And, just sort of the cursing and that type of thing. And yeah, Scavenger's Reign, I'm glad we got the one season. And I'm glad we got the short film, the kind of pilot film that led up to it. But yeah,
I think it's more.
Quite honestly, I was shocked that it went to series on Max.
If it was going to go to series on streaming platforms where it would go to series. I think what it is though is that the American viewing audience. You're right. A great many of them can't cross that threshold of animation being for adults.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a whole nother level of adults who are into animation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because The Simpsons has been a thing for
sure
9 lifetimes.
Yeah.
But who can't get past animation being serious.
Right, exactly. And I should have added that to the profanity and the kind of the jokey joke.
Mm-hmm. Either being serious or being comic, or serious means comic booky.
Sure.
And not Scavenger's Reign, which is now I told you I couldn't get down with it because it's too much body horror.
I was about to say because of the body horror.
The body horror.
It's fair.
But that's because they take that horror seriously.
Yeah.
And it is there to squeak, skeeve you out a little bit. But I don't know if you also heard this. The first season of the series is going to be on Netflix.
Yes.
And then Netflix has put it out there that based on the response,
sure,
they might pick it up.
I am not holding my breath. It would be wonderful if it happened.
I don't know. I think it's a show that on Netflix to a more international audience.
I hope you're right because I absolutely loved it. But again, all jokes aside, part of the reason that this is the first time we've spoken about it on the show is because it is a taste.
Yeah.
Like it's a taste and either you like it or you don't. So I would never say, everybody go watch it. Like we said, hopefully everyone caught Pearly Victorious last week on great performances on PBS.
Yeah. I actually missed it.
I'm sure it's still running.
Yeah. So
I'm sure it's still running
to catch it. But because I love that.
But yeah. Scavenger's Reign.
All right. Well, as we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, we have a thick show tonight, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
We've been gone.
We have
a little bit. It always seems like so much longer.
I know. I know it does. I'm walking around last week. I've got like my beard is grown down. What year is it?
So we're back, and we're going to kick off things with words from you, ladies and gentlemen. Your emails, or as we like to call them,
missives from the missionaries. So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Missives from the Missionaries, ladies and gentlemen. We've got more than a few emails. We've got a couple of double headers in here as well, but we're going to go through all of them because you've been waiting so patiently. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Vincent, this one comes from Michael Sykes.
What's up, Michael?
This one from Michael is titled "The Baddest In Bands in the Planet." Hello, Len and Vincent. Last week, when I watched y'all review 3 Prince movies and his concert movie, I realized the Sign of the Time Band is better than New Power Generation and the Revolution Band. It also made me wonder, what if there was a battle of the bands, the Sign of the Time bands versus James Brown's band in their prime? Who would win? Sign of the Times band is great with many genres such as rock, jazz, pop, funk, soul, and blues, and maybe even a little hip hop. Slow down on there. But the JBs is a great band also that can do the same. Len and Vince, who would you pick and why?
I'm always gonna go with
JBs.
With the JBs, and I'm assuming he said in their prime. So my favorite version of the James Brown band is that the Bootsy Collins,
Bootsy, yep,
yeah, with the young boys in like I think like 71, 72.
Yeah, maybe about
right,
70. Yeah,
right, like that kind of split second where like James Brown had a mustache,
like and he let the soul go.
Right, because I just think they're amazingly tight.
Oh yeah, and I also think that with all due respect to new power generation, they probably are maybe a tad better musicians.
Oh yeah,
and like even if you haven't heard them do all these different genres, you give them 2 minutes and they'll blow it down. And Quiet as Kept, the riffs that they created were the birth of a lot of these genres.
Right.
So yeah, I would go with the JBs all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day. Michael,
I'd sure like to be there.
Oh yeah. See, okay. The JBs versus Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Still the JBs.
I think there's a better match, though.
Yeah, but I think a head-to-head match.
Because Earth, Wind, and Fire is like an orchestra.
Yeah.
At their prime.
Yeah, a head-to-head live battle of the bands. I don't know who I'm putting up against the JBs.
How much of that is because...
because they're performers.
Because they're performers.
Yeah,
but so is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
But how much of that do you think is because they're performers, but also because so much of their music has been sampled that when they just first start playing a lick, it's going to trigger understand. So many different people for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So like... it's unfair to put them up against almost anybody.
True. True.
Michael has a PS.
Okay.
The actor Leon said on Vlad that Denzel Washington was supposed to play his character from Above the Rim. Wouldn't it have been amazing if it was Denzel instead of Leon giving us his Blue Steel?
I know he was supposed to play one of the roles in The 5 Heartbeats. Yeah, I didn't know about Above the Rim. I guess that would have been...
Denzel was supposed to play one of the 5 Heartbeats?
Yeah. As far as...
is his favorite of Robert?
Yeah,
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think that whole cast...
because they're cool.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them. It was a bunch of those kind of A-list actors.
Oh, you know what? I can see Denzel probably like playing like a side role in there.
Right. Or Leon's role as Duck's brother, who was real smooth, but also a little grimy.
I don't know if I see Denzel playing one
smooth and grimy.
No, okay. I don't know if I see him playing one of the 5 Heartbeats.
Well, that's apparently what was supposed to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as far as Above the Rim, it would have been interesting though.
That would have been
like
interesting.
Denzel and Tupac playing brothers.
That would have been interesting.
That would be interesting.
Now that I would go for.
Yeah.
We got an email from Michael Lockett.
Hey, Michael.
Subject title, well, hot damn.
Okay.
Len and Vince, I had stretched and ready to throw when lo and behold, what I thought I was going to make, put my foot down for never materialize. I have no idea what any of that means. I read it verbatim.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hopefully it's the second paragraph.
Fortunately, they are.
Okay, all right.
He continues.
All right.
I'm a big Prince fan.
All right.
I was lucky enough to see him on 4 different tours and have everything he's put out from Minneapolis Genius to the present re-releases with studio and vault tracks added.
Nice.
I feared for Ade's life because I know how quote unquote, we are when it comes to certain artists, but he ranked the films exactly how I would have.
Okay.
As much as I love Prince, I am glad he stopped making movies. And that's a good point. He's referencing our review of the filmography of Prince with the Dave Williams from the Harlem Connection. On my time travels, I was ecstatic to revisit Which Way Is Up. I forgot how good Richard Pryor was as a comedic actor. I don't think he got the opportunities he could have to spread his wings in this vein. More than likely, his demons were the hurdle. You got that right.
Yeah.
His multiple portrayals in this film made me wonder, do you think his work here is the most underrated multiple character performance in a film? Off the top of my head, I thought of these films, and the first one shouldn't even be on the list, as Eddie and Arsenio both got big props. Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, Lupita Nyong'o in Us, Mike Myers in Austin Powers, Hugh Jackman in The Prestige.
Ooh, spoiler.
Peter Sellers in Dr. Strangelove. All the best, Michael.
I don't know. Yeah.
Most underrated multiple character performance in a film.
Yeah. What's your jam with an actor playing multiple roles?
The Prestige is a good movie, but actually Hugh Jackman doesn't play the multiple roles in that movie. It's Christian Bale.
Okay.
Christian Bale plays the brothers in that movie. But I actually, and there probably are other ones that would come to my mind, but of the ones that he'd listed, I'm going to say Lupita, because I think a lot of people go into that movie, you see Lupita, and in your mind, you're seeing Lupita play the other girl who I'm drawing about. It's Red. Play Red, but it's a totally different character. I think it really gets slept. It's underrated. Some of these, like Eddie does it. He's known for doing this. Sure, right? I mean, the Clumps. He plays the whole freaking family. Sure. Peter Sellers did it all the time. Sure. Mike Myers. That's his trick. His stock and trade. Sure. And Hugh Jackman, like I said, he mentions the wrong person. Right. So I would say Lupita. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Like you, of the ones that are listed, I think Lupita Nyong'o is absolutely genius in Us, and there are plot elements I won't go into, but she's absolutely genius. But what I like? We've talked about it. I think what disappoints me the most about the Clumps is Eddie Murphy leaning on that extensive makeup and prosthetic that I don't think he needs, because I think he is absolutely brilliant in Bowfinger as someone, who is a completely different character and, does that great trick where I'm playing two characters, and then as the film goes on, the characters play each other. So not only am I playing a character, I'm playing character B, pretending to be character A. But you can tell that it's character B pretending to be character A, who I also play as character A. Right. With very little makeup. And so that's my all-time favorite.
And that's a good one. And now we're talking about film because that's what Michael was talking about. But if I went to television,
I know where you're going for television. Go ahead, say it.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In Orphan Black.
Yeah.
She becomes not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. She may be about 7 different people.
It's like 7 or 8 different characters by the end,
and they are all 100% different characters.
And kind of like I just said about Goldfinger, throughout the series, you have these different characters going in disguise as the other one characters. Right? And whatever combination you throw at her, she's able to pull it off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Orphan Black is amazing.
It's amazing. One of the best pieces of science fiction of the 20th century. Most certainly. All right. Continuing on with the email, we got an email from Eric Bray.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Greetings, Men of Micheaux. Your recent top 5 list of Afrofuturist comics reminded me that a heartfelt thank you is long overdue.
Oh, okay.
A few months back, I decided to check out Philadelphia upon your recommendation and was not disappointed. Thanks for turning me onto this superb title, and please keep the recommendations coming. As a fan of Bitter Root, I was also glad to hear it made the list as well. I haven't read Bottom Feeders yet, but I thoroughly enjoyed Upgrade Soul, the previous work by Ezra Daniels, who co-authored it with Ben Passmore. So I'll be sure to check it out as well as the others on the list. Thanks again, gentlemen. Your movie analysis brought me to the podcast, but it's the many other topics that come up during your thoughtful and entertaining discussions that keep me coming back for more each week. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome.
Did you mention Upgrade? So
I didn't because that was a previous work.
Right. It's really good. But you read it, though.
I did read.
Okay, yeah, it was good stuff.
Very good. All right. Continuing on with the emails, we got an email from our good friend Ellis Heron.
What's up, Ellis?
From Fort Worth. Hey, fellas. I believe Halle Berry's Catwoman, which we reviewed last week.
Yes, we did.
Suffered from something Hollywood has been guilty of for a while. Trying to produce and market a movie based off of an actor's star power from another franchise. After Halle was in 2003's X2, X-Men United, the next year's producers had her headline a big budget movie and Catwoman and hoped they'd get at least a good part of X-Men's audience money. I don't think that's exactly the whole story, but okay. That same year, Hollywood did it to fellow X-Men alum Hugh Jackman with Van Helsing and Vin Diesel with The Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Granted, Chronicles was a sequel to Pitch Black, but the producers changed its tone from horror to action and softened it for a more marketable PG-13 rating. All 3 movies bombed, which led to Halle and Hugh going back to the well with another X-Men movie in 2006, and then going back to the Fast and the Furious franchise that same year. At first, Halle had the right idea by following 2000's X-Men with a smaller movie like Monsters Ball, where she showcased her range and got an Oscar, and then she went back and got another big X-Men check. In my opinion, I think Chris Evans did it best by doing lower budgeted independent movies between his appearances as Captain America in the MCU. That way, he gets to do movies that have little chance of bombing while diversifying his filmography and possibly getting critical acclaim. What are your thoughts on Hollywood producing big budget movies to headline actors from established franchises and marketing to those same audiences? Your boy, Ellis Heron from Fort Worth. What do you say?
I mean, I think it kind of touches on something we were kind of talking about before we started the show. On paper, it seems like these plans would work. But I think if you kind of list them, there are more misses than hits.
Yeah.
And as time is going on, there are more and more misses.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that says more about the formula than it does about the state of affairs.
Yeah, I think that the 3 movies that he points out, I mean, yes, they all flopped.
Right.
But I think they were made with different purposes. I don't know if they were all necessarily. You can lump them in under like his category, but I think they're all a little bit different.
It doesn't help that they weren't that good.
They weren't that good, but.
So what we say is Catwoman, obviously.
Catwoman,
Van Helsing, which I don't to this day I don't really understand what was the plan with Van Helsing.
Oh, I can tell you the plan for Van Helsing. The plan for Van Helsing was just to do. I honestly believe Van Helsing was meant to be just a big dumb action movie, just tying these properties that everyone knew, Dracula, Frankenstein, and stuff like that, and try and give it like kind of that at the time superhero-ish sheen to it. That was the plan. But I don't think Van Helsing was trying to be any smarter than that. Right. And I honestly feel that Hugh Jackman, and maybe I'm giving him a more of a pass than he deserves. I honestly feel like he took on that role because he just said, all right, it's a big, dumb, fun movie I can run around in.
Right.
Van Helsing is not that great a movie, but I will tell you, I love Van Helsing.
Do you
Every time Van Helsing comes on, I turn it. I find myself sitting down watching it. It's dumb. It is so dumb. It is so very dumb.
Yes.
But you know what? It's as dumb as it is. It's more fun than League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I think is on par as far as quality. And yet I find myself watching League of Extraordinary.
You like that too?
I don't like it. I find myself.
Oh, they're terrible.
They are, but
they're terrible.
Hey, it happens.
Hey, look.
Catwoman was a Doom project,
right? And then Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick was
during that moment where Vin Diesel was going into rooms and people were listening to him,
and he was chasing a franchise.
And by chasing a franchise, he came up with a lot of that stuff.
For Chronicle, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he kind of backlogged and kind of, it's like, what are you doing?
No, just go do the voice of, just be Groot and the big robot.
Pitch Black is good though.
Pitch Black is good.
I really like Pitch Black.
Pitch Black is good. He didn't write Pitch Black.
I know, and it should have been a one and done.
He's just Riddick in Pitch Black.
The problem, and I do think Van Helsing suffered from this too. The problem is everyone is afraid to do one and dones.
Yeah.
Like everything has to kind of have this open-ended, can we turn this into a franchise?
Well, Van Helsing wasn't open-ended.
Van Helsing was 100% open-ended. The end of the thing, he's off to new adventures. And you could tell.
I mean, all right.
And you could tell they had laid out the blueprint for 2000 whatever year it was.
If it hits it, they could do another one.
Van Helsing 2, the Van Helsing, and now he fights the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay, but it wasn't open-ended like the sequel, like there was an after credit or anything like that. Like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is open-ended because it leaves you to believe that Quartermain is going to come back alive at the end.
I'll take your word for it.
You never made it to the end?
No, I made it to the end and immediately flunked. Like, let's be clear. The secret to me and some of my freakish memory is that it's some shit I flush out immediately.
That's true.
Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind stuff. And like it just never even happened. Like I was stretching talking about Van Helsing, but as I was talking, I realized I didn't even remember how Van Helsing ended.
It wasn't open. I just remember League of Extraordinary Gentlemen because that's the movie that retired Sean Connery.
I was about to say. Oh my goodness.
His last movie role.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. LSE asked a question as a PS.
Okay.
With quite a few surprise cameos promised in a new Deadpool Wolverine movie, do you think Halle Berry might show up again as Storm?
I do. I absolutely do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'd bet money she does because I think she and Hugh Jackman
are good friends.
Yeah.
Are good friends. Yeah. And from what I understand, his Wolverine is not supposed to be the Wolverine from the X-Men movies.
Sure, it's
but she could surely be that Storm in whatever universe.
Now, you know who I hope shows up, who I've been hoping has shown up in each Deadpool movie? I really, 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 really want a Wesley Snipes cameo as Blade.
That would be it.
Just to bring it full circle.
See, if we were just talking about box office and what Deadpool and Wolverine is going to do, if word gets out after the opening that Wesley Snipes as Blade shows up in that movie, even if it's just to walk across the street,
right?
People will run to the movie theaters.
Like I'm hoping he's like in a scene and like it's like they use like really terrible CGI to make his eyes open and like he bumps into something because his eyes are clearly closed. Why you have to do that? Like why you do that? because I'm pulling for Wesley Snipes, and like Wesley Snipes kind of making fun of himself would be great. Because I don't know if he really liked Ryan Reynolds, so it would be nice if it kind of came full circle.
For those who don't remember,
yes,
Wesley Snipes was in Blade 3 with Ryan Reynolds,
right?
The infamous movie where a lot of the movie is shown from the back of Wesley Snipes because he reportedly is not in a lot of the movie.
Check your archives. We've talked about it extensively here on the Mission.
All right. We got an email from Nicole Sherman.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Len and Vincent. This is an updated email about what I watched in May.
Okay.
Since May is coming to an end, I decided to go with Black satirical spoof films. I want to thank you both for helping me choose. You guys gave me good suggestions like Putney Swope and Bamboozled.
Nice.
But the other two I chose were I'm Gonna Get You Sucker and Black Dynamite.
Nice.
Two movies that were both homages and spoofs of the blaxploitation era. Mm-hmm. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Keenan has the look of a leading man, but in my opinion, lacks acting chops. Kadeem Hardison and Damon Wayans were standouts and easily the funniest parts of the movie.
I agree.
Kadeem Hardison, in my opinion, does not get the recognition he deserves for his comedic timing. The older actors like Isaac Hayes, Bernie Casey, Jim Brown, and even Antonio Vargas played their roles very well.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Very true. All good points.
All good points.
Putney Swope. A rather zany film that had a lot going on, but very surface level with the idea they were going for, which were advertisements in the 1960s. Antonio Vargas as the Arab was a bit distracting, and I did not understand his character or place at all in the movie. Neither did Antonio.
It was the 60s.
Putney Swope's influence can be seen in Boots Riley's 2018 Sorry to Bother You, with the overdubbing of white voices on black actors, in this case, Lakeith Stanfield. Black Dynamite, a modern-day masterpiece when it comes to parody films. Smart, witty, and managed to squeeze a lot in about under an hour and a half. The spirit of Dolomite was very present in Michael J. White's character and the movie in general, with the rhyming and the microphone hanging from the ceiling.
At least once a month, I accuse somebody of kung fu treachery.
Bamboozled. This was my first time watching this movie, and I have so many thoughts. I'm going to keep it as brief as possible. Never would I think Damon Wayans and Spike Lee would team up to make a movie like this one. Tommy Davidson was one of the best, along with Savion Glover. What I will say is that this movie reads more as commentary than an actual satire, but nonetheless a solid film. Looking forward to the new episode. I want to say that the month of June, as I mentioned last time, will be all about Spike Lee. All I am going to say the month of June will be the movies from Spike's golden year, starting off with my personal favorite, Mo Better Blues, from a fellow missionary, Nicole Sherman.
Nicole, I like your viewing choices.
Yeah. Huzzah, huzzah.
Have you seen Giancarlo Esposito on TikTok recreating the scene from Do the Right Thing where the kid runs over his sneaker?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's fantastic.
Yeah?
It's fantastic. You know, I absolutely adore Giancarlo Esposito getting his flowers.
Me too.
Yeah.
I actually am watching now, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to watch it.
What, Parrish?
No.
Okay.
No.
Parrish isn't bad.
Godfather of Harlem.
Oh, is he on there?
Yeah. Yeah, he plays Adam Clayton Powell.
Right. But that's on like Epics.
Well, it's on Hulu.
Is it on Hulu?
It's on Hulu.
And he said no, but word.
It's on Hulu.
I've heard good things.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's. I'm in the first season. I'm about 6-7 episodes in. I'm there, but I'm like, I'm getting a little
okay.
But Giancarlo
is amazing.
He is amazing. The man's he's
shocking,
right? All right, we got one more email, Vincent.
All right,
this is our second one from Michael Lockett.
It's Michael Lockett 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Greetings and salutations, brother. Thank you and your DTF guests, Daryl Charles and Tim Marie.
Absolutely.
With us when we review Catwoman, for a funny and well-deserved scorched earth policy regarding Catwoman. It was well-deserved. I did not know the backstory on the script / A-listers offered the job.
Mm-hmm.
My time travels took me 180 degrees from the Catwoman slop to the fine dining of Brother John.
Oh, my goodness.
I could not agree more with Vincent.
Love that movie.
Films like this is why I've happily found the podcast and keep coming back. I think it's only now that we are able to appreciate the talents of Sidney Poitier and others of his ilk. Hearing the angel versus alien debate made me wonder if there are other films you can think of where the species of the main character is left to the viewers to figure out. I am coming up blank. Thank you again for both episodes, Michael.
Ooh, this is surprisingly, well, maybe not that surprisingly, something that is really interesting to me.
Okay.
My two favorite examples. The beings at the end of Steven Spielberg's AI in the far future.
Oh, I don't even remember. Okay.
Right. So remember what's the little I see. You remember AI?
Yeah.
It's about robots and right. So at the end, spoiler for a film that's better than you think it is, but not good enough for me not to spoil it. It goes into the far future.
Okay.
Because he plays like a robot.
Right.
And then it's the far, far future, and he's kind of dead or unconscious.
Okay. Seemingly deactivated.
Some aliens and or some futuristic robots come.
Okay.
And revive him.
Okay.
But there's question about, well, are they aliens? Are they robots?
Oh, that come.
That come.
Oh, okay.
And that's always interesting to me. And then my absolute favorite, a film that is one of my absolute favorite films from that one and done science fiction golden age that I just was alluding to, is The Abyss.
I've never seen The Abyss.
I love The Abyss. I love The Abyss.
But you're not in the bag for The Abyss.
I'm not, right. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you've never seen The Abyss. But there are some creatures in The Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, are they aliens?
Okay.
Or are they just mermaid people? Or,
okay.
What are they?
Well, I mean, but
I kind of like it when it's not definitive.
Well, his question,
these other beings are.
His question was more to asking about the main character.
Oh, the main character.
That's why he was saying he was coming up blank. And I couldn't think of any where the main character is a little, it's like that holy, and I don't know. I can't think of any.
I feel like there's something right on the tip of my tongue where it's like.
It's that sandwich before you came in.
Oh, that's nice.
I was going to say Michael, but he clearly was an angel.
Michael.
The movie Michael with John Travolta.
It's quite a pull.
I want to blank.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Me either.
Oh, well.
Me either. I know I'm going to think of something on the way home.
And we'll talk about it.
Right.
But no, you know what will happen, ladies? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The cameras are going to go off, and then on the postscript to Vincent and Dylan's podcast, they will be going back and forth about Dylan will be coming in. I was thinking about that question, and he'll come up with some German abstract film that Vince will be like, we watched that in my film class. I taught that. I don't even know what you did. I sure did. I know his sister. Oh my God, I'm married to her brother. And the next thing you know, those two will be going to the town.
Don't hate. That's so ugly. It's so ugly. It's so ugly. Don't be mad.
I'll just be here with the top 5.
All right.
Because that's what's next.
Top 5. Who's your top 5? My top 5 is.
Doesn't count.
My top 5 is.
Top 5, ladies and gentlemen, where I give Vincent a list and he gives me and you his scintillating conversation and thoughts on said list.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent, are you ready?
I am ready.
In theme.
Thematic.
We are going to be reviewing 1997's Booty Call.
We are.
Tonight.
We are.
as part of May I Have Another One of Those Bad Black Movies.
Yes, yes.
So, Vincent, what I have for you are outside of the movie.
Outside of the movie.
The top 5 booty calls.
Booty calls.
These are things that are actually booty calls.
Booty calls. All right.
You ready?
I am ready.
Starting at number 5.
Number 5.
Booty call the kayak. There is a kayak that you can purchase from a company called Soul.
Okay.
For $1,500.
Okay.
That is called the booty call.
Okay.
To quote Karan Addison directly, I wanted to go back to a simpler time with this design, and we have. Everything about this boat has been rethought from the ground up. Which of the design features are necessary and which are just pandering to fashion? What part of outfitting really contributes to control and what just adds weight and complexity for showroom appeal? The hull of this boat is simple and fluid. It's designed to flow with the water and not fight it. The booty call.
Why is it?
The kayak.
Do they say why they call it the booty call?
You want it to boof just because you were thinking of boofing, accelerate to a fast cruising speed in just 2 or 3 strokes, and turn with so little effort that at the end of a long day, you're still full of energy. That's how you'll have fun creaking. That's how you stay safe. The booty call is available in 2 specifications. The yellow, pink, and sunrise lighter weight, and the orange and black are heavier and of stronger construction.
Okay, so they didn't explain. Like, I didn't miss something, did I?
No.
Okay.
They do not explain why it is called the booty call.
And then you used a verb. If you want to, would you say boof?
Boof. Do not explain what boofing is.
Is that a kayaking term?
Perhaps it's a kayaking term. I was not familiar with this term. Boofing. B-O-O-F.
Boof. Okay.
Boof.
Perhaps it's a kayaking term.
Boofing.
Why don't they call it the boofy call then? It seems like
the boofy call.
I would do a play on boof.
Yeah, but boofy call,
it's not that
doesn't roll.
Okay, what's number 4?
Number 4?
Okay.
You ready?
I wasn't ready for the kayak. Apparently, it's like the Spanish Inquisition. No one's ready.
Number 4.
Okay.
For $650.
Okay. It's an expensive booty call.
It is. It is booty call the leather bag.
Okay.
It is actually a handbag.
Okay.
That comes in a variety of colors. From Madison bright red to Foofy lilac, Sydney, which is neon yellow, Envy, which is Kelly green, Marie,
okay, you don't have to
orange,
name all the colors.
Mushroom, which is a light taupe.
Why is it called the booty call?
There is absolutely zero reason why this is called the booty call, but I believe if I had to make a guess,
sure,
as to why the booty call leather bag,
is
called the booty call.
Okay,
and it's because it is the bag that you grab and have ready
for a booty call,
for when you are called to respond
to a booty call.
I
have to say, if you're responding to a booty call, I don't know how much I'm bringing a $650 bag with me.
Why?
You know, booty calls, I think, oftentimes are sketchy.
They're not sketchy.
Oh, a lot of times they're sketchy.
Booty calls aren't necessarily sketchy.
They're not necessarily sketchy.
What define booty call?
Between 12 and 6. Outside of a dating situation.
Okay.
Oftentimes outside of an actual relationship.
Okay.
Is that a good definition?
That's a good definition.
Right. So everything that I just said, this does not necessarily sound like somebody.
That's not necessarily sketchy. If it's between 2 adults And you're calling somebody for...
I didn't say it wasn't consensual. I said it was sketchy.
Well, why is it sketchy?
Because it's between 12 and 6.
What's
so
wrong
first
with
of
that?
all, you just out. First of all, those are the devil's hours. I have an uncle.
We learned that at Booty Call.
I have an uncle who said nothing good happens between 12 and 6. It's like, oh. So first of all, those are the devil's hours. Second of all, as we said, if this is somebody that you don't actually know well enough that, you know.
You know him well enough.
Well, you don't know him well enough that y'all date necessarily. Like, this is their function in your life. This is your function in their life. I don't know.
I think you may be painting with a broad...
I'm 100% painting with a broad brush, but you know it's a booty.
It needs broad strokes.
It needs a broad brush if you're boofing.
And, all right, that's number 3.
No, that was number 4.
That's number 4.
Yeah, we're still not through this list about booty calls. That just seems like random shit you pulled off the internet.
They actually are called booty calls.
I'm sure they are. What's number 3?
Number 3.
Yes.
Is the booty call Hydromat lipstick.
Is this lipstick for booty call?
I don't know. The days of a dry matte lipstick are over.
Oh, I'm glad.
Our irresistibly comfortable formula dries down matte and leaves your lips looking kissable and flawless.
All right.
Smudge proof.
Nice.
Long lasting.
Excellent.
And beautiful.
Useful.
Make room in your beauty drawer. This is the best matte lipstick you'll ever own. From Lala.
And does Lala tell us why it's called booty call?
No.
It's just,
but there are other lipstick flavors. One is called I Love You.
One's called I Love You.
And one is Come Over.
One's called Come Over. So it kind of goes down the line. It's like I love you to booty call to
just get your ass over.
Come over to like dry cough you can't quite kick. To, you know, I've had this rash for 2 months.
To, you may want to see a doctor.
Oh, that boofing.
Okay. All right.
Can't believe I used my $650 bag to come and see you.
I got my matte lipstick.
Right.
I kayaked all the way over here.
Kayaked over so we could get into some boofing.
You know the waters I trenched.
Right.
All
right.
Number 2.
Yes.
Booty Call.
Booty Call.
The novel.
The novel?
By Shay Jackson from 2012. Enter into the life and mind of a former addict. This is a true story of a little girl who was raised in the church and molested at an early age.
Whoa, this is getting really dark.
Unsuccessfully dealing with all of her childhood problems, things continue to mount up. She's turned her back on what she loved the most, her church, and began to drift from the altar to the alley slowly. From almost being killed to wanting to kill, Booty Call is a stunning account of actual events that happen. It ranges from the clubs, drugs, rapes, and a failed marriage. This book is powerful and a must-read by all. If you are struggling or know someone who struggles with the issues of life, you want to get this book. Booty Call. Shay Jackson is a seasoned woman of God, a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, an encourager, and an entrepreneur, dedicated to helping men and women who have a need for spiritual guidance and growth, which led her to write the 2012 novel, Booty Call.
Did Shay Jackson say why she called it Booty Call?
No. She is, however, the founder of the Daughters of Destiny Women's Ministry and owner of Shay Chic Accessories.
Maybe she sells the Booty Call lipstick we were just talking about? Really have a lot to add to this. This is surprisingly dark.
It went a little dark.
Yeah,
right?
it went a little dark. What's number one? Let's move on from this. I want to go back to the boofing jokes.
And number one,
yes,
is Booty Call, the illustration by digital artist Louis Roscosh.
Isn't that just called pornography?
Well, no, because it actually is just it's a drawing of a butt making a phone call that he sells that you can buy on T-shirts and
who wouldn't want that on a T-shirt?
Sweatshirts and things like that. It's actually a cute illustration.
You should buy the shirt and wear it here on the show.
There's the picture there.
Oh, well, there it is. Now
it.
I have a graphic. Now I can't unsee that. But
you could wear that.
You
could wear that.
Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
Just flush that out. Just put that in the kayak and just push it on.
Sooner than later, you're going to ask me to connect somebody to a bit part actor from the 70s, and I'm going to try and do it here live on the show. So, yeah, I got to.
Just get rid of it.
It's just, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was quite a list.
That was the top 5 booty calls.
Top 5 booty calls.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
You like that list?
It was quite a list.
It was quite a list.
Yes.
Right? All right. If you want more of this scintillating fun, ladies and gentlemen, you're in the Philadelphia area on June 13th. Dylan, if you'll notice, there should be like a QR code lower third I put in there for 5 Heartbeats. Because the 5 Heartbeats, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be on the big screen June 13th.
Yes, sir.
At the Bryn Mawr Film Institute, brought to you by the Micheaux Mission and the Be Real Black Cinema Club. Thursday, June 13th, Vincent, our good friend Stephanie are going to be there to host. We cannot wait to see you there. Tickets are going pretty good for this.
Everybody love the 5 Heartbeats.
A lot of people do like the 5 Heartbeats. Did you find the lower third, Dylan? We're going to put up on the screen for you a graphic that will have a QR code. So if you're interested, you're going to be in the Philadelphia area, you can actually scan that code. It'll take you right over to Bryn Mawr where you can purchase your tickets right now because they are going pretty fast. A friend of mine actually hit me up today and said, like, man, can I get 10 seats in a row? I was like, oh, sure.
Oh,
so
all right.
I'm like, all right, because he wants to bring I think he said it like it's his mom's favorite movie.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
So check it out. The 5 Heartbeats. Thursday, June 13th at Bryn Mawr Film Institute, hosted by the Be Real Micheaux screening series. This is number 2 on our series, and you'll want to be in the house, ladies and gentlemen, because that is the only way that you will be able to vote on the next film in our series, which will be coming up in August. I will give you a hint. August is going to be Action August.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be 2 action films that are in the running for screening in August. Only the people that are in the theater, they're the ones that get the chance to vote. So you want to be there. All right?
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to leave that up there for a little bit longer, Dylan. But right now, I guess we should go to D'Urville Martin. But before we go to D'Urville Martin, one, because I just wanted to leave that graphic up there a little bit longer for people. And 2, I wanted to tell you about something else that I watched real quick.
Okay.
Because I have been watching Godfather of Harlem.
Okay.
Kind of like enjoying that a little bit, right? But what I also sat down and watched, I can't believe I was sitting here and watching this. I was like, what is wrong with me? I had forgotten, and maybe you had mentioned it, that Bill Cosby had done the Cosby Mysteries.
Oh, come on, dog. Stop.
I had forgot all about it.
Stop.
I forgot all about it.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I did. It came to mind again because
Come on, man.
I fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube of watching those videos that showed like one season TV series, and the Cosby Mysteries was one of them.
Because I was about to ask you, where are they showing it?
It was on. Was it on Tubi? It may have been like, it's not Tubi, like one of those like Me TV-ish type of series. Show, like channels.
Mm-hmm. And?
Oh my God, the show is horrible. That show is really...
I love the Cosby Mysteries.
You like that show? It is so boring. It is so boring, Vincent.
That is so weird to me that you think it's boring, because I thought it had like, and I'm not trying to tease you. Like, I really did think it had like that BBC kind of speed to it.
No.
Like it's very slow. But yeah, Bill Cosby and Rita Moreno and Mos Def just sort of ambling.
Yeah, but see, he does too much ambling. And Bill,
I love the Cosby.
This is around the time where, like,
and I ain't gonna fight you too hard because I do think it's a taste.
It's after the end of the Cosby Show.
Is this the one that he does immediately?
Right.
Like this is right.
It's when he's really feeling himself. Yeah. And feeling like he cannot do any wrong. Yeah. And it shows in every moment that he is on the screen. And so he comes off as insufferable as hell. Then it's slow. I completely disagree. Well, I don't completely disagree with you, but I love the Cosby. First of all, it was one season. I was about to say, did we get 6 episodes? I didn't watch them all. I watched 2. I watched 1.5 episodes. Me and my boy Cliff, my best friend Cliff. Cliff likes the We have joked for years that we're the only people on the planet Earth who were fans of the Cosby Mysteries. You are. Yeah. You are. Cliff, you should be ashamed of yourself. I thought I was about to induct you into the fraternity. No. All right. No. Look, man, I ain't going to fight you. I love the Cosby Mysteries. That was so boring. I wish, because, you know, obviously he was friends with Rita Moreno. Mm-hmm. And like what I really wanted when he did, because I think Cosby might be after the Cosby Mysteries. Yes. And I always wish that Mos Def had played Dougie Doug's role. Mm-hmm. Because I like their energy together. And to your point, Cosby is slow. Mm-hmm. But Mos Def is very kinetic and very young. And I really like them bouncing off of each other. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of... And then, you know, I love Bill Cosby and Rita Moreno together. But there's not as much of them together as you are remembering. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't... And who plays the police lieutenant? Like, who plays his contact? Oh. Because I feel like I like them. Oh, you know what? You don't have to look it up. We could look. I can't think of who it is. Look, I'm not going to fight you over the Cosby Mysteries. Please don't. But I do love the Cosby Mysteries. Well, okay. Like, yeah, that was my jam. Okay. You do realize the fact that you love the Cosby Mysteries is now calling all of your other decisions in the question. Is it? Yes. I don't think it is. I believe it is. It's not like I said I love She's the Sheriff or, you know, Too Close for Comfort. Too Close for Comfort wasn't bad. Now it is time for the Game of Kings, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin. I like Ted Knight. 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, ladies and gentlemen, where I give Vincent 2 actors and he has 6 films or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin. I'm going to call you out. Lynn waited until the cameras were off. And then he looked at me and said, I like Ted Knight. Oh, so the Cosby Mysteries throws all of my choices into disarray. But I like Ted Knight. Too Close for Comfort is a better series than the Cosby Mysteries. Go ahead. I just want it on the record that you riding with Ted Knight. I do. Okay, go ahead. So do you. Oh, I don't ride for Ted Knight. Yes, you do. Oh, I'm not riding at dawn for Ted Knight. Yes, you do. You know why you do? Why? 1, because of Mary Tyler Moore. And 2, no, I ride for the Mary Tyler Moore show. Okay, but you also ride. He's good on there. Yes. And what? And he is the voice the narrator on all of those classic 60s DC superhero cartoons.
Yes, where he plays his part. But putting him out front, we gonna build this around you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not riding for Ted Knight like that.
It was a good series.
Oh.
It actually became a syndicated series and was even successful then.
Oh, come on. Let's just do the. Come on.
I'm doing a Too Close for Comfort review show.
Okay, have fun.
Me and my two listeners.
Right. Come on.
All right. 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping it in theme, we are going to be reviewing Booty Call tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Lord, we're doing a Booty Call theme?
It's a Booty Call theme. So, Vincent.
Can I tell you a secret? Every now and then, I think you're really going to throw me for a loop. And like, I have a short list of porno stars who've been in straight films.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, but go ahead.
That's a very short list.
It's a very short list.
It's a very short list.
Like Tracy Lords, Jeannie Pepper. I can't even. Go ahead.
And what's his name? The big guy with the black hair and the mustache.
Ron
Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. Right. All right. But go ahead.
All right. Keeping in theme.
Okay.
We're reviewing Booty Call.
Okay.
These are two actors who are famous
for their booties. Oh, yeah.
At least according.
You would do like Jennifer Lopez.
Number one. In 6 movies or less.
6 movies or less.
Connect D'Urville Martin.
2.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, see, the thing about Jennifer Lopez is that she's been in a bunch of movies that I have actively avoided.
You've probably only seen
aggressively avoided. Like, you know exactly where I'm going with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, because I know there's probably only 2 movies that you've seen.
So let's just go ahead and do Jennifer Lopez. So D'Urville Martin is, of course, in Sheba Baby with Pam Grier, who was in Hitman with Bernie Casey, who is in Cornbread Earl and Me with Lawrence Fishburne, who is in in Boys in the Hood with Ice Cube, who is, of course, in Anaconda.
Yes.
They got snakes out there that big. It's Ice Cube's finest acting role. The homeboy who is astonished at the size of pythons out there, so that he asks, do they indeed have snakes out there that big? And the answer is they do.
Yes.
So that he's in Anaconda
with
Jennifer Lopez.
Very good. I knew that was the movie you would go to.
Because, I know Jennifer Lopez is a star, but I just refuse to acknowledge it.
Can you name real quick 3 other Jennifer Lopez movies?
No, I cannot.
You really?
Selena.
Okay.
Atlas, which was just on.
The one from last night. Okay.
The movie with the really interesting design. Was that Cell?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the name of it?
I don't think that was. Yes. The Cell. The Cell.
The Cell?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. Like Jennifer Lopez, and I know this is going to sound amazingly judgmental because it is amazingly judgmental, has just very intentionally made these movies or been in these movies playing these kind of Kate Hudson white woman roles.
A lot of them.
Like, that's just her, like, this is how I've tried to shape my career.
The movie I thought you would mention that maybe you had seen and enjoyed was Out of Sight. But that's an Elmore Leonard.
I always forget she's in Out of Sight is so good.
It is a very good movie.
In my mind, I replace Jennifer Hudson with my girl. What's my girl's name? Married to Michael Douglas?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
In my mind, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
It's not Jennifer Lopez.
Right. Out of sight is just that good that she couldn't possibly have been in it.
Yeah, of course, couldn't have been, right?
Yeah, out of sight is good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's a very good movie. Yeah. All right, very good, Vincent.
Okay.
All right. Ready for number 2.
Right. Who else got a big button? I cannot lie.
In 6 movies or less, connect D'Urville Martin
to
this other carrier of gorgeous backside.
Okay.
According to Hollywood. Zac Efron.
Does Zac Efron have a nice butt?
According to Hollywood.
I've never looked at his butt.
I'm not taking much notice of it myself either.
Yeah. Did you see Iron Claw?
I did see Iron Claw.
Was it good?
It's all right.
It was all right? All right. I haven't seen Iron Claw. You know, Zac Efron is another one who... So what was Zac Efron? All right. Okay. Here's what we'll do with Zac Efron. This is probably the only time I'll be able to use this guy, so I'll use him. So we're... D'Urville Martin is, of course, in Five on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams, who was in Mo Better Blues with Samuel L. Jackson, who is in Avengers Endgame with, we'll keep it black and brown, Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
Zoe Saldana is in Guardians of the Galaxy with David Hasselhoff.
Oh, yeah, he shows up. Okay.
And then David Hasselhoff is, of course, in the Baywatch movie with Zac Efron.
With Zachary. Is Zach in the Baywatch movie? Yeah.
It would have been easier to use The Rock, but when's the next time I'm going to be able to pull David Hasselhoff?
It's going to be quite some time.
So there you go, Zac Efron.
Very good.
In the Baywatch movie.
I would have not known that. I thought this would stump you a little bit.
No. The Baywatch movie is actually kind of fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think I caught that like at somebody's house. Or something.
Yeah. I mean, besides that, he's also in Neighbors.
That's a funny movie.
Neighbors with Seth.
That's not bad. Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Yeah. But that's all I know from him. He's another one that I know he's in stuff.
Yeah, you're missing them.
And I saw he was in the Iron Claw.
He was in the Iron Claw. If you're not into wrestling, you're not really.
Right.
So. All right, well, very good.
Apparently he has a nice butt.
Apparently. I don't know. Is this going to write us at micheauxmission@gmail.com.
You don't have to write us about Zac Efron's
What makes a nice butt?
Okay.
What makes a nice?
Okay.
What makes? I've always been curious. Like I know like what I look for.
Sure.
In it behind, but what do women look for in a man's butt? Are they looking for size or looking for the density?
These are certainly questions.
And please, I sincerely write us at micheauxmission@gmail.com.
You don't have to write us.
Well, how else are we going to find out?
Do we have to find out? I mean,
I'm curious.
We have a little mystery.
So I'm curious.
Okay.
Because we're probably going to get someone's going to say this and someone's going to say that.
That's the way opinions work.
I know. So I'm curious of people's opinion. I'm curious. I want to talk to the missionaries.
Lynn is curious about men's butts.
Email us at Dylan's writing a paper. Email us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. All right? Help him out.
All right.
He's going for his master's.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so now it's time. For us to review Booty Call.
Booty Call.
Let's see here. Booty Call from 1997, ladies and gentlemen. A film where two friends who have gone too long without sex
yes,
set out to get some.
Go and get some.
This movie stars Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Vivica Fox, and Tamala Jones. Also features blink and you may miss him, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac in one scene.
In one scene in this movie. That was Vincent's selection for tonight's close to May I Have Another Bad Black Movie. Vincent, what say you of Booty Call?
Look, Booty Call was really kind of a no-brainer. Like we kind of joked about it's still May, but just a little peek at how the sausage is made. We realized we had one more episode in May, and it was a no-brainer to pick something like Booty Call, because this is a film that has been a punchline and a joke since it's come out as shorthand for just a terrible movie. It's like this is maybe tied with Soul Plane. Yeah. When you want to be dismissive of these black movies. And it's Drek. I mean, it really is. It's exactly what everyone has said. It's no hidden gem or anything. And so it's May. So it's really no big deal saying that, oh, we picked a terrible movie. Oh, it's terrible. But as fodder for our conversation, there are aspects of the film that, are kind of, interesting, worth talking about. Again, I think everything you need to know about Booty Call as representative of this moment is that it's 1997. And there are a couple of things going on in the culture in 1997. By 1997, Def Comedy Jam had been on.
Yep.
For like 5 or 6 years. And Def Comedy Jam, as much as we celebrated, I think Def Comedy Jam sort of single-handedly, as a cultural phenomenon, coarsened the craft of black comedy and black comedians.
Okay.
Like, for everyone who came out of the Def Comedy Jam trenches, there were 20 comedians that just tried to get up there, hold people's attention. And it very much was an example of something that you and I have talked about with certain, certain people and certain, like this sentiment that loud is funny.
Yeah.
When it's really just loud. So Def Comedy Jam had kind of shifted the culture. Alongside Def Comedy Jam, the parallel would, of course, be Comic View. So you have this 1-2 punch of this very kind of coarse, lowbrow comedy that is part of the culture. And then, pointedly, considering that we have 2 alumni from that show in this film, as much as we celebrate In Living Color, for every really sharp, really smart moment on In Living Color. Like, you think about Homie the Clown. You think about the Star Trek spoof, The Wrath of Farrakhan. Every moment that was really sharp and kind of pointed on In Living Color, there were 10 other skits that kind of produce, again, this kind of lowbrow, whatever. So, in a lot of ways, this film is just reflective of where the culture was at that moment.
Yeah.
I think it is kind of interesting that the film really revolves around the subject of safe sex. Like the whole kind of plot engine, as little as there is these 2 characters played by Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx going back and forth looking for condoms. And, Tamala Jones's character, those condoms, you got to get latex because,
right.
Now we got to get a dental dam and this, that, and the other. And this is a moment that, I'm always kind of fascinated by hip hop. From the mid-90s, where it is surprisingly responsible Like so much of it is talking about, wrap up your Jimmy, don't do.
But that was the music of the time.
That was but it's worth noting that this is a cultural moment that in this lowbrow film, it's realistic that it revolves around safe sex.
Right.
And frankly, a smarter film, like if they had paid even a little bit of attention to the script, this could have been something akin to Dude, Where's My Car? Or not Hal and Kumar.
Hal and Kumar.
Hal and Kumar Go to White Castle,
right,
where you have these characters kind of on this ridiculous quest, and then they have stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's Drek, but in some ways, it's kind of fascinating looking at these four actors in this Drek. I think Tamala Jones is one of the most underrated comedic actors from this period. Love Tamala Jones.
This is her feature film debut.
Her feature film debut, and again, I'm a big Tamala Jones fan. Vivica Fox is someone else who at this moment is well on her way to becoming this legendary actress.
Very early in her career.
Tommy Davidson, one of the breakouts of In Living Color, for good reason. And then, Jamie Foxx, we've talked about Jamie Foxx several times on this show, where pound for pound, I think Jamie Foxx is the closest we've gotten to Sammy Davis Jr. since Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, that's high praise, bro.
Look, the man can do everything.
Okay.
And none of them are really performing at the height of their powers in this film. But, it's kind of like that moment in The Bear last season where old girl made the omelet, where, she's making eggs, but she's this master chef. So it's kind of interesting watching her work, even if she's not really doing nothing. But the most interesting part to this film to me is a detail that comes out from Tommy Davidson's biography. Tommy Davidson visited us a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
When his biography came out, and Tommy Davidson talks very candidly about his time on In Living Color and the challenges he went through on In Living Color with the Wayans and that production. And, I believe he's the first cast member from that cohort that's written about that time. Yeah. Like I really hope that the whole cast at some point writes a memoir. But Tommy Davidson talks about part of the challenge that he went through is that at one point they bring in this new hotshot comedian,
Jamie Foxx,
who Tommy Davidson, according to Davidson, says is set up as a rival and perhaps replacement of Tommy Davidson. And the two of them have this really complicated relationship, so that it spills out into this film where Davidson, again, just going from what he wrote, apparently Bill Bellamy was supposed to play this role that Tommy Davidson has. And it's supposed to be Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx. And this is Jamie Foxx's first big role.
You mean it's supposed to be Bill Bellamy?
I'm sorry, it's supposed to be Bill Bellamy and Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx is cast already. Tommy Davidson comes in, and according to Davidson, it's supposed to be his lead. And Jamie Foxx is supposed to be in a supporting role. And then, he says Jamie Foxx hams it up, tries to steal scenes. It gets to the point between the two of them that they almost come to blows. So knowing that, I was kind of interested looking at the movie, at the energy between these two performers. And Jamie Foxx, he's very young in his career. Like I said, he had appeared in films before, but this was his first big role.
Yeah.
And he mugs, and you can tell he's trying to steal scenes and this, that, and the other. And in Jamie Foxx's defense, that is the role. Like Tommy Davidson really does have more of the straight man role, which frankly, I don't understand why he wanted this role, because Tommy Davidson, well, frankly, would have done better in a role like Jamie Foxx's.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, hopefully I'm not reading too much into it, because a film that was an hour and 19 minutes also was super boring. But I did feel like there was some energy.
Yeah, you could feel the tension between them. Yeah.
So that, look, it's a terrible film, and an even worse crime than it being terrible. Again, at an hour and 19 minutes, there's like a 20-minute moment at some point they have to go to the hospital.
Yeah. And
the film is clearly just stretching it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a film, it's utterly forgettable. As a document from what I think is going to eventually be a very important cultural phenomenon, a very important sort of documentation of this important cultural moment, which I think In Living Color was.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kind of valuable, but
Yeah, I don't know how much value you can place on the movie. You're right. Mercifully, this is only an hour and 19 minutes. It's 79 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It is the perfect time for a booty call. Yeah, the energy you talk about between Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx, you feel it immediately when the movie comes on, because there's tension between them, but they're supposed to be best friends.
Right, they're supposed to be boys,
akin to brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And there is absolutely zero chemistry between them at all. You forgive that because you think, oh, well, this is a movie that's obviously not interested in chemistry, because nor is there any chemistry between Vivica Fox and Tamala Jones, like, who are supposed to be good friends as well.
Right.
So, all right, well, this is going to just be four people just knocking around in this movie. And that's pretty much what they're doing. You're giving Tamala Jones her flowers. I'm not going to take away her flowers from her. This is her first time in a type of a starring role on screen. She's she pretty much is playing this straight woman in this. Vivica Fox she's I think trying to find her way, which way she wants to go in Hollywood at this time. It's still very early. She's moving out of television, guest starring roles, and now she's got like this role, and she's trying to run with it. She's definitely got the look. I don't know whether or not it's the script letting her down, her co-actors letting her down. But you know how sometimes there are people that got the talent, and they'll rise above bad work.
Yes.
So it'll still be bad, but you can see that they're elevating it a little bit. I think maybe she's playing down with her competition in this film. So she's not giving me too much of anything. I find a lot of her line readings a little flat. And then you just got Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson bumping heads the rest of the movie. And each of them going into their bag of tricks to try and pull out laughs. And each of them, I think at this time, are trying to find their way as leading actors in films, but also trying to grab some of that, can I get some of that leftover Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence money, in a movie, so I can understand Tommy Davidson wanted to maybe like, okay, well, I could play the straight guy, maybe against somebody else, not somebody like Jamie Foxx, who is going to be mugging like crazy and who has that pliable face that you can't take your eyes off of him. But so I can see him taking the role, but he doesn't do much much with the role
Mm-hmm.
because even there, the script doesn't allow him to stretch, and what it does give him to work with, he can't do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is not funny.
No.
It's not funny. However, I will point out two moments that did immediately make me laugh out loud.
Oh, let's see if they're my moments. Go ahead.
There's a moment when they are all at dinner at a Chinese restaurant, and the conversation gets to going because the idea is that Tamala Jones' character has been dating Tommy Davidson's character for 7 weeks and hasn't given him any.
Right.
And like, oh my God, you're going to let him wait for 7 weeks? And Vivica Fox character named Listerine.
Yeah. But with a Y.
With a Y.
This is not the script of Glengarry Glen Ross.
This is not Glengarry Glen Ross. No. This is not David Mamet. She points out, like, how you just going to let a brother, like, you know, wait like seven weeks? To which Tamala Jones responds, at the dinner table in this Chinese restaurant with everybody around, like, well, you don't even get let a guy wait 30 minutes, right? To which Jamie Foxx goes, do I smell a whore?
Yes.
I cracked up on that.
Because it comes out of nowhere.
It comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is so in character. It was I
wrote that down.
I wrote ding 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 secret square.
There
I wrote it down too. Yeah. Do I smell a whore?
Yeah.
Best line of the movie. And then
oh, you had two?
I had two.
All right, what's your other one?
And then later in the film, after too many trips for condoms.
Yeah.
Back and forth to this racist bodega.
Sure.
Well, I guess in Delhi. It's not really a bodega. All of a sudden, they've got condoms so they can have sex, but now Tommy Davidson decides that he wants to have oral sex first.
Right.
To which he has to get a dental dam.
Like I said, it's very educational.
Well, he can't find a dental dam, and this is a booty call, which takes place between the hours of 12 and 6, the devil's hours.
The devil's hours.
So there's the stores, even in New York, they're closing. So they get Reynolds wrap.
Yeah.
They get plastic wrap. So Tamala Jones' character goes to the bathroom, and Tommy Davidson's character is like, okay, well, I'm ready. So he starts wrapping his entire body and his entire face with the plastic wrap.
Yeah.
To which, of course, he suffocates himself.
He suffocates because he's not a smart man.
So now he's bouncing all over the apartment.
That cracked you up.
Because he can't breathe.
That cracked you up too. That cracked you up.
I did laugh at that. I found that funny.
You know me. I like wordplay. At one point, there's some gay jokes because 1997, and at one point, one of the characters accuses, and I forget whether it was Tommy Davidson or Jamie Foxx. He says, you know, I think you might be a sodomite. Oh, and he says, oh, I'm not something. He says, well, you may be a sodomaybe. Sodomaybe made me laugh.
Sodomaybe made me laugh.
Sodomaybe. You're not a sodomite. You're certainly a sodomaybe.
I like can't breathe in plastic wrap.
There you go. Are we finished with the laughs?
We're finished.
Because I was finished with it. Like he said, yeah, I'm not a sodomite. He said, you're a sodomaybe. I said, okay. But then I was finished.
But then we were done. It's not that great of a movie. It's not. It's not one that I think that it is high on any of their CVs.
No.
Well, no. To be fair, I bet Tommy Davidson still has it high on his CV because his movie work is not really as prolific.
Isn't as prolific, and you know, to his point, because, you know, he talks about this in the book, this kind of weird moment where there is this proliferation of all of these comics out of what we talked about. Like, I think the type of role that Tommy Davidson would need to really showcase Tommy Davidson, between Chris Tucker, Marlon Wayans, Chris Rock, like, who else was, you know, these kind of spastic, kind of really frantic, you know, skinny comedians that were kind of bouncing around at this moment. And I think Tommy Davidson gets lost in the sauce. The bad thing is, my favorite moment with Tommy Davidson as Tommy Davidson in films, he's in one scene with his very good friend, Ace Ventura.
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey. He's in a scene, and I think Ace Ventura 2.
Oh, okay.
Where he, you know, it's amazingly racist, amazingly something you could.
The one that's set in Africa?
Right, yes. The one that said, but it is so crazy and so over the top. And he and Jim Carrey, I do think, are great physical comedians. And they bounce off of each other in a way where you understand why Tommy Davidson has become Tommy Davidson. But besides that moment, I am hard pressed until bamboozled to point to a Tommy Davidson performance on screen and say, that's why Tommy Davidson is Tommy Davidson.
Yeah, I mean,
and that certainly includes his performance in this film.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a shame because I like Tommy Davidson as a person, and as someone who's been on the show, he seemed like a nice dude. He's had some challenges, admittedly.
Hey, we just sticking to the screen now.
But sticking to the screen, like I find him. He is somebody who I put him a little bit like Martin Lawrence to me, in that they have a presence. But it's the same presence. Right.
Martin Lawrence is another one who I think took a lot of roles that Tommy Davidson could have played.
Well, I mean, you know, Martin Lawrence was, and if you couldn't get Eddie, you got Martin Lawrence.
Right.
And then everybody else was coming after scraps.
Right.
So I'm not knocking Martin Lawrence's place in the culture.
No, not at all.
But he is somebody who, and to his point, he's somebody who shows up the same way almost every time that he is on screen. And I think Tommy Davidson does the same thing. Yeah. Right? Vivica Fox, she's an actress first. Sure. So she's going to be different depending on the role. Jamie Foxx was a comedian, but you always felt that he had like a little bit of that Jim Carrey comedic in him. Well, and like that David Alan Grier.
And we just mentioned him. I always think Jamie Foxx is like Mos Def. Like Jamie Foxx, we think of him first as a comedian because that's what hit first. But like it's parallel universes right next to this planet where he's Jamie Foxx, the singer, because that hit first.
Right, but
you know, the dramatic actor, because that hit first.
Right, but to your point, like I don't think he hits first as a comedian. I think he hits first as a comedic actor.
Sure.
In Living Color,
sure,
because of the character you point.
Right.
That's the same thing as Jim Carrey. Now, Jim Carrey Jim Carrey did do stand up, and he was, you know, it was good on stand up, but he really explodes when he shows his true worth as a performer,
right,
creating characters,
right,
and in Living Color. And I think that was the same thing for Jamie Foxx, which is why they both have succeeded to be such nuanced actors.
Right, I agree.
And I don't think Tommy Davidson, I don't know whether or not he has that in him. Maybe he just hasn't been given the opportunity.
Right.
But I think he's been given enough opportunities to show a little bit, and it just hasn't congealed for him.
It actually saddened me a bit over the past however many years that he didn't move into more sort of dramedy work after Bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought he was excellent in Bamboozled. And I said, oh, well, this is your lane right here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, frankly, also you're a little older now, so all that jumping around, lead that to young men.
See,
or, you know.
But I think what hurts him is because, and I just saw Tommy Davidson not long ago because he was in Atlantic City with Cat Williams.
Yeah.
What hurts him is that he's older, but physically he still looks like the same guy.
Sure.
So it's like it's the same, and he still does the same old shit.
Right.
It's the same deal.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to.
Yeah, but when most actors as you get older, you get like a little bit of heavier.
No, I hear you about the physicality.
Yeah, that physicality it hurts him, man.
Yeah,
I think that hurts him. So that's Booty Call.
That is Booty Call, and you know, again, I think Booty Call gets a lot of crap because of the name.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot stress enough. There were like a dozen movies like this.
There's a dozen movies like this.
There's like a dozen. Like again, it's like, and I know I'm showing my bias, but it's like somebody burst open a blister within Living Color and Comic View and Def Comedy Jam, where it was just a bunch of these kind of lowbrow, a lot of them low rent, Black comedians who they kind of built these very slight projects around that were in the theater for however many weeks.
But you're saying like they built them around them. I don't think it's so much that they built them around them. They had these projects because, which we got to remember, this is also the time, this is 90s hip hop is blowing up.
Yeah.
So these movies are almost akin to like hip hop-ish movies. Like they've all got like these, like, because even this movie has it, like a soundtrack that is just wall to wall, just a mishigash of B-list stuff. And it's got a couple of hits from Missy and SWV, got Can We and Don't Want to Be a Player by Joe. But around this time in those movies, they're just looking for somebody that's also a name that might bring people in there. It's not so much you're building a movie around it, but let's put the guys from In Living Color in here because people will come see them.
Right. And we got a soundtrack deal.
And we got a soundtrack deal. Yeah. We got 10 songs, you know, so that gives us, you know, money there. So that's what's happening.
Right. Here. And I do think it's funny. I saw a quote where Charles Dutton was very angry.
When is he not angry?
I know, but he was angry that people went to see this instead of Rosewood. And it was like, okay, I mean, I hear you, Charles. I'm like, God damn. Like, I do think there was a degree of counter programming.
Yes.
Because it was like Spike Lee and John Singleton were like coming off every year and a half with something very serious.
Yeah. And Rosewood is, I mean, we've done Rosewood.
We talked about Rosewood. An excellent film.
Excellent film.
But you
come out of it.
You certainly don't, you know, go on a date with somebody. Hey, let's go see Rosewood.
But do you bring a date to Booty Call?
I don't know if I do.
Now that I think about it,
this might be my first time seeing this film from beginning to end.
I think I did take a date.
You did take a date to go see Booty Call. Did you just stare at her the whole film? Just stared at her the whole film. And look at your watch. You're waiting for it to hit midnight.
Why are we just sitting here? We just waiting, baby. We just waiting.
Like, baby, I got a $650 bag and a kayak. You know what it is.
Now put your lipstick on.
Oh, boy.
All right. right.
That was funnier than this entire film.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, ladies.
I mean, I guess we got to ask the question.
Oh, do we?
We do. We do. We do. Ask the question.
Would you recommend Booty Call?
I would not recommend Booty Call.
Not even for the cookout.
No.
Okay.
Because it's boring. Again, at some point, somebody is going, I'm, getting a master's degree in American studies or something, and they're going to, like, their thesis is going to be in living color.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this could be valuable for that very specific reason. But yeah, there's no reason besides that, to deal with Booty Call.
No.
And you?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Now you go ahead. You have to do things in its proper order.
Before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week, ladies and gentlemen, as we are counting down, the countdown really begins now.
Oh, yeah.
To episode 400. We invite you to tell us all of your thoughts. Share all of your thoughts. How do you classify a black male booty? Email us at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUXMISSION@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on all the social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Micheaux Mission. Subscribe to the Micheaux Mission on YouTube. Hit the bell so you can be notified when we put up our new videos, when we go live, when we have all the fantastic short videos that go up that are edited by our good producer Dylan. He does yeoman work on that. So all of you who are shouting out, oh man, I love y'all shorts. Y'all love Dylan. And if you love Dylan, then you need to book yourself in one of the fantabulous studios that they have here at YUNKJunk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace. You can email Dylan at YUNKJunk.com. That's DYLAN at YUNKJunk.com, so you can book your time in one of these great studios. He has multiple Dylans running around to service you. All right. The Micheaux Mission is also a proud member of The Podglomerate, thepodglomerate.com. They make podcasts work such as ours, which will be kicking off the month of June as we count down to episode 400.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And next week will be episode 398. 398 movies, and we are digging in the crates.
Yes, sir.
We are going back to 1943 for Vincent's selection.
Yes.
As we sit down with the great Ethel Waters.
Yes.
And the magnificent Lena Horne.
Yes, sir.
In A Cabin in the Sky.
Cabin in the Sky.
Duke Ellington. Louis Armstrong. Oh my God. We dug in the crates and we came up with gold, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Next week here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.
YUNKJunk!